Oh, hello there. I didn't quite see you. I was just reminiscing of the time when I cream pied your mother. It was fond. She was crying. I was beating her, and it was. Oh, sorry. Here's the theme tune. Thank you for listening to the show. You're listening to the NeverFap Deluxe Daily with me, Julius Reed. Apologies there for that monologue. I didn't realise that, I was cream pieing your mother. If it helps, I also had sex with your dad. So, hopefully he's not dead. So then, send in a viewer mail like, my dad's dead. You had sex with a corpse. What's with that? Well, it's, I don't discriminate. Any hole's a goal. That's how I do it. That's not true. You know what is true, though? The segments, which brings us to the first segment, which brings us to the Checkup! The Checkup! The Checkup! Spooky Checkup. Oh, there's a ghost behind me. Yes, he's doing it doggy style. We're a bit too sexual for a porn addiction recovery podcast, but you know what? I think it makes it fun, makes it cool, and what does Donald Trump think? Of course, Donald Trump coming in at a very irregular hour. Of course, he's probably sleeping since I'm from Australia. Let's get to the checkup. The checkup. In fact, every checkup, Daddy Dr. Reed, Julius Reed, checks up on you, struggling porn addict. You're kind of like probably touching it right now, thinking, oh mate, I could really touch it. I just want to keep stroking it. Well, I'm here to tell you, stop doing it, buddy, do it, stop. Sorry, I got violent there. It's the only way to deal with the stress of watching another man masturbate. Assuming, you're over 18. Obviously, I don't want to watch a kid masturbate. Send in a pic. Joking. Don't do it. I will have to report some. Like I said, would I report myself if you sent in a dick pic? Well, anyway, please don't do it. Seriously, don't do it. I don't want to get in trouble. I just want to have fun, make some jokes, which are clearly very inappropriate. How are you coping? Obviously, this checkup's not really helping you. It's more getting me in trouble. Have you been doing well? Have you been sticking to your routine? I know a lot of us, we make promises and we're like, hey, we're really going to commit to this thing, but then we don't do it. Well, here's the wake-up call. Get to it, buddy. Get to it. And, of course, listen to all the episodes and, give me 5 stars on iTunes. That's what it's about. So how are you coping? Have you been doing well at school? Have you been doing well in life? Has work been, beating the shit out of you? Well, these are things for you to check up on. Well, for me to check up on you. So let's go through the routine. Did you meditate? If you're meditating, it's going to help you get through these difficult events. It's going to help you develop your awareness. So, next time you're thinking about, hey, I really want to peak, you can go, hey, I really want to peak, but I know it's not a healthy coping mechanism, and I know it's going to lead me to watch porn, which is going to cause all sorts of suffering, and then effectively you go on your way, son, and you don't do it. Did you exercise as well? Exercise is a great way to relieve tension, to relieve stress. As an exerciser myself, it's a great way. Did you remain calm? Did you remain aware? Calmness is underrated. People think it's all about awareness, but calmness is truly, it's an undeniable skill in the sense of it's indispensable. There are situations where it's difficult to be aware and it's basically impossible. So for example, let's say a relative passes away. It's very difficult to be aware. And, in those difficult traumatic situations, sometimes the best you can do is to simply remain calm. So remain calm, be cool. Donate to the Reed, and you will obviously go into heaven because I'm part of the clergy. That's right, Priest Reed, given the sermons there's free blowjobs. What are you going to do differently as well? Because if you don't do it differently, well, you can't change, and change is all about iteration and moving. So that brings us to the topic. The topic. Goodbye, Checkup. Hello, topic. Welcome to my life, you sexy beast. The topic is spooky. I think the question was spooky. I think we had let's see if we can get 3 in a row spooky headers. Failed that. So today's the topic is called Behaviours Are Everything. It's a little spiel that I came up with. A spiel. Oh, a spiel. It's a spiel that I came up with. Someone's calling in. Oh, no. Let's actually get to the topic. So it's a spiel that I came up with. Hopefully, it's a neat bit of, helpful perspective to help you understand your porn addiction a little better. So the initial point that I want to make is basically everything comes down to behaviors. Behaviors comprise of everything. Me talking to you is a behavior. Everything you do is basically comprises of actions, and we can understand those actions through behaviors. What this basically means is that behaviors influence everything. They influence your perspective. They influence your outcomes. So for example, if you were to go out and eat, 20 burgers at McDonald's, aka binging would be the behavior. The consequences, obviously, you're going to get, fat, and, it's going to impact your health. It's going to impact your mental health. So simply by engaging in a behavior, in this case, binging, then it's going to result in all sorts of consequences. The same goes for watching porn. Porn watching is the behavior. And if you watch porn, it's going to make you, for example, it may make you feel guilty. It may make you feel shameful of, binging on porn. Well, in fact, you don't have to necessarily binge on porn, but it can make you feel shameful. Obviously, the physical side effects of masturbating, and that week after of being not quite mentally stable. All sorts of consequences to our behaviors. In our specific case, obviously, the behavior that we struggle with or that we're trying to address is masturbation and watching porn. The problem is, and it's important to talk about this, because the problem is that, often people don't focus on their behaviors. Instead, they focus on the outcomes of their behaviors. So, for example, people will watch porn, and the reason why we watch porn, in most cases, is because we're mentally unstable. So, for example, we're feeling stressed. We're craving because of addiction. Our mind isn't quite stable, so we feel this need to compensate for that. Maybe we're feeling sad, maybe we're feeling depressed, and the way we compensate with that is through our behavior, aka we watch porn. So the problem is, though, is that we don't focus on the behavior, we focus on the symptom, the outcome. So, for example, we feel really depressed, so what do? Well, we try and address the emotion. And we do that, for example, by perhaps you're really sad, you go out and eat some junk food. So you're addressing the emotion, but you're not necessarily addressing the core problem, which is that you don't have mental balance and you don't have control over your mind. And I think that's part of the reason why people get stuck in these sort of never-ending cycles of just treating the symptom, and they don't actually ever really get anywhere with their recovery because they're just treating symptoms, but they're not actually addressing the underlying cause, which is not having control over their mind. So you're probably thinking, well, what's this got to do with anything? Well, basically, only by focusing on our behaviors and by changing our behaviors can we actually address the underlying problem. Yeah, that's sorry, my notes disappeared. So that's basically, this is just a wake-up call for you to focus on your behaviors. So, coming back to sort of original points that I've made, switch the term. Behavior is very much a coping mechanism. So healthy coping mechanisms, identifying which ones are healthy and which ones are unhealthy, and then changing those coping mechanisms. So, for example, identifying that binge eating to deal with my emotions is not a healthy behavior or healthy coping mechanism to help deal with my my emotions and the symptoms of other behaviors. Instead, I need to engage in healthy behaviors or healthy coping mechanisms, which are going to help me actually address not only the unhealthy behaviors, but the symptoms of that behavior. So in this case, meditation is a great way to address, basically, you identify, okay, I binge eat, and then it's about changing that behavior to, okay, instead of binge eating, I'm going to actually calm down, I'm going to relax, and I'm going to begin meditating. Hopefully that helps. Basically, it's about identifying coping mechanisms, addressing them, and you can only do that if you're aware of your behaviors, which comes down to meditating. That's why meditation is so important. So hopefully that helps you break down some of the dynamics of porn addiction and how it's an issue, basically us not focusing on the behaviors and the consequences that has, aka the never-ending cycles of addiction which plague society. Ooh. Dusty. That was the topic. That was a good topic, I think. I explained a few things. The sexual tension sort of dissipated there, but, we're going to bring it back with the viewer mail.
The viewer mail.
The viewer mail.
The viewer mail.
Sorry, that's the wrong one. The viewer mail. So today's, that was a really good topic. I'm really happy with myself. I sort of slipped up there for a bit, but that's okay. We all do that sometimes. it's hard improvising. You gotta dish out the content and stuff. So today's viewer mail comes from Alison Alexander from Andorra la Vella, Andorra. I don't know where this country is. I don't think... Is this a country? I assume it's a country. I think... Yeah, Andorra is definitely a country. Don't take it from me. A geologist Reed, Geola Reed. Says, hey, Julius, loving the face tat. Well, thank you, Alison. Alison's a porn star name. Definitely don't search up Alison Alexander. And there's a lot of porn star names, but you know what? Alison is kind of like that one. Anyway, that's inappropriate. So, hey, Julius, loving the face tat. Thank you. My children are lazy and unmotivated. I've tried rewarding them, getting them hooked on meth, but nothing quite seems to work. What should I do so I can have the A-plus students that I've always dreamed of? Well, Alison, you see, obviously a deranged, but you see, you've got it all wrong. The best way to motivate children is to get them hooked on porn. That's correct. That's not correct. Yes, get the children hooked on porn. That's how you motivate them. Especially, that sexy teacher role play where the teacher spanks the students for being naughty and not doing their homework. That's a great motivator because it's developing a healthy relationship with their teacher. So they want to learn more because it's like, maybe she'll reward me with a blowjob. That's how you get kids motivated. We've got, all sorts of role plays that we provide here at NeverFap Deluxe. If you head to the website, neverfapdeluxe.com/roleplays, we've got all our own porn series, educational porn specifically for children. We've got math teacher role plays, gym teacher role plays, obviously very popular for the jocks. Role plays where not only when they get expelled, but then they have to have sex with the principal. So that really deters. I mean, obviously we get ugly porn stars, so then it deters the child from wanting to get expelled. This is proven science. We've got it down to a T. And if it helps, we've got actual teachers playing porn stars. So, that way you're getting your money's worth. These are people with degrees, having sex with each other. That's what kids want. And these are real life skills that we're teaching children at the end of the day. How to basically give sexual favors in order to get far in life. Which is basically the premise of modern society. You blow me, I blow you. It's a win-win. And will serve them for many years to come. Teaching kids to cook heroin is also a great life skill, which will get them through college. Yeah, that's what it's about. College is expensive. I mean, you don't want to pay for your kids' college, right? Get them to cook meth. It's cool. Anyway, that was the viewer mail. Bringing it down as per usual. Yes, I know, Julius. I know. But that's okay. Brings us to the end of the show. That's right. The outro. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Castbox, Discord. And of course, write a nice review for the read. Give me 5 stars. 5 stars, baby. You can do it. And I do another podcast, The Writers Daily. Check that out as well if you want to